Alright, what's going on, everybody? So today we finally got gameplay for the Demon Slayer game, and I wanted to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts about the gameplay, as well as highlight some of the things that I noticed about the game. So essentially what this is Demon Slayer Ninja Storm, at least from what I can tell. I know a lot of people are glad for that. I know I've seen a lot of comments today of people saying they want CyberConnect 2 to do a Bleach game, a My Hero game, a Jujutsu Kaisen game in the Storm format. And guys, we don't need that. I'm sorry. I know I can't speak for everybody, but I can say this for the betterment and for the improvement of just anime games in general. Like anime games, we need diversity. I've said this in the past. We need diversity. There's a stigma surrounding anime games. Not everything needs to be an arena brawler, and this definitely didn't need to be an arena brawler. It could have been an action adventure game. It could have been an action RPG. But whatever, we're getting this. I can't do anything about it. Me complaining about it ain't gonna change it. So let's go ahead and get into this gameplay, kind of talk about it. So there were some things that I noticed that I'm a bit concerned about when it comes to the gameplay, and then there's certain things that I'm had that like there's certain things that I noticed that I'm like, okay, this is an improvement. This is a improvement over the Storm series as far as certain things I'll get into here. So the first thing I noticed is that just the presentation of the game. Uh, for those of y'all that don't know, this is being developed by CyberConnect 2. It is not being published by Bandai Namco. It is being published by Aniplex, surprisingly. You can tell just by the presentation of the game, like the character select screen, the UI, the user interface, the health bars and stuff. You can tell this is done by the CyberConnect 2 team, and it really seems like, and I don't mean to knock the game, but it really seems like they literally just took Demon Slayer assets and put them in the Storm engine and just changed some things. It wouldn't surprise me if they are reusing animations and stuff, because it kind of seems like it is. But it's a quick turnaround, and that's kind of what these arena brawlers are. They're quick. They're very quick cash cow games a lot of the times, for better or worse. But we know that, and I don't think anyone's gonna argue with the fact that these visuals, as far as like the graphics go, look very good. I don't think anybody was doubting CyberConnect 2 in terms of like the graphics. Like even I said in my other video, I was like, yeah, I mean the game's gonna have a good story. It's gonna have good graphics. My main concern is the gameplay, is the combat, because in my opinion, Storm's combat sucked. It sucked. I'm not even gonna really like mince words or kind of hold back, because I felt like it was very mediocre. It was very shallow. It was a fun game, and I'm sure this will be fun for a few months for some people. Much like a lot of anime games out there, it'll be fun for maybe a few months, and then a lot of people will leave, and it will only be the hardcore audience will be left. Much like with Storm, there was a hardcore audience that still kept Storm alive, and those people that kept Storm alive will keep this alive. But anyway, apologies for the rambling. Let's go ahead and get into this. So one of the things that I noticed that is kind of causing me to have some concern is the fact that there are specials. So in order to use a special, uh, as you'll notice, there's a meter up there. That blue meter is always recharging. To use a special, you'll use some of that meter, and I feel like the specials need to cost more energy. One of the main issues I had with playing Storm Online was just people spamming. And I know that spam is an issue in any fighting game, but in Storm, they would just spam jutsus and stuff. What's crazy is I barely use jutsus in Storm. Like I would just do combos and stuff. Like I would use it rarely. Well, not really rarely, but just like I'll use it like situationally. Like I'm not just sitting up there spamming it and crap, and that's what people were doing a lot of the times. So I'm afraid that there's like this game, just judging off of like me watching it, and keep in mind, like I kept watching this, like I was watching this gameplay for like over a few hours because my power went out. So I was watching it on my phone because that was really the only thing I could do at the time. So but yeah, like I'm afraid that it's gonna be very spam heavy, based on the fact that that bar is recharging. So I feel like specials need to cost more energy, and that was one of my issues with Storm, just with how that like with how jutsus and stuff was implemented. Cause like if you're gonna have like these powerful moves and stuff that they can pull off like that, I feel like it needs to cost way more energy so that people aren't spamming. And the cool thing, I'll say this about this game though, I like the fact that there is no chakra dashing and there's no charging. There doesn't seem to be any type of charging. And obviously charging wouldn't fit with this game. It fit with Naruto because obviously they can charge chakra, but with this they can't. And I'm glad. I'm glad that there's no charging in this. Great. I honestly don't think the meter needs to recharge. Cause Um, here's the thing. With something like Clash and Ninja, the fact that like you can't charge chakra, but you gain chakra as you're taking damage or as you're dealing damage, that's good game design because that's encouraging the player to essentially keep fighting, keep doing combos, and you'll get more chakra. And with this system, it's just essentially you just recharging energy. But the fact that you're able to like just spam specials, it seems that's bad in my opinion. I think, like I said, I think that specials need to cost more energy. There's also a bar at the bottom of the screen that you'll see. That bar. So what that bar does, from what I can tell, like you do get these two options when that bar is filled up. There's a symbol. So like there's this symbol that changes at the bottom, right? And when that symbol changes, there's like these two options down there, L2 and R2 options. I'm not sure what both of them are, but essentially you need to build that bar up in order to do your ultimate move, in order to do like your super special move, right? And I like that. I like this design a lot better because it's essentially promoting, well, not promoting, it's essentially encouraging the player to keep fighting, keep dealing damage, or if you take damage. So if you take damage, that bar will build up, that bottom bar will build up, or if you take damage or if you deal damage, it'll fill up, right? And so the way that works, I think that's a lot better than allowing the player to just use their ultimate by just like using that top bar, that blue bar, because like I said, it just encourages you fighting. So essentially, the person who's dealing more damage and doing combos and stuff, though, that person is going to be able to get their ultimate move faster, and that basically, like I said, that just encourages fighting. That's a lot better. I just think the system's a lot better in this game as far as what I can tell. Um, I did notice that there seems to be a awakening mechanic in this, similar to the Storm games, kinda. It happened when I think it was it Tanjiro. It was one of the characters. Yeah, yeah. It was in the third round where Tanjiro. So the player that was controlling Tanjiro, he activated I believe this is awakening mode. It could be something else, but it seemed like it was awakening mode because like his health was low. But essentially that bottom bar, there was like flames around it, and this happened immediately after he built up his meter. He basically filled up that meter, and then he did it. So I don't know if you need to fill up that meter first and then you can go into awakening mode when your health is low. And another thing that I like about this system in comparison to Storm, you'll notice. Let me go ahead and move the gameplay a little bit. Give me a second here. Let me move it. Let me move it back here. Okay. So one thing that I noticed that I like, and it's funny because a lot of people there's people out there that love to bash My Hero One's Justice, but I truly believe CyberConnect 2 looked at that game as like, okay, that's better. Let's try that. They took a page out of My Hero One's Justice 2, with the fact that this game, and I'm so glad that this game doesn't have the sub bar system because I was so afraid that Cyber Connect 2 was gonna take a lot of the mechanics from Storm and just copy and paste it into the game. So I'm glad. I'm glad that they don't have a sub bar system in this game. Essentially, what they have is something similar to My Hero One's Justice 2, where if you get into a combo, then you're able to basically use your support to get you out of it. And in order to do that, in order to basically break out of combos, it costs 2 support bars. And the reason why I think that this is better, because, well, for one thing, and this could just be my opinion. Obviously, everybody has their own opinion with this, but I thought the sub bars were freaking stupid. I thought all of that. I thought it all should have been with the chakra. It should have just cost either more chakra or just take all of your chakra in order to substitute. I think it's dumb having to manage all of those bars. I thought it was stupid. This is a lot. I think that this is a lot better because there's a risk reward. Well, not risk reward, but there's always a risk to it. Like you have to make a choice. Like let's say you're getting into a combo. If you're getting into a combo, you can either you'll either be thinking, okay, do I break out of this combo and basically risk not having my assist for a few seconds, and those few seconds can be the difference between you losing the match or not. So I think that system is a lot better. I Obviously some people might think I'm biased because that's how My Hero One's Justice 2 is, and I like that game. But I honestly think that system's a lot better. And another thing that I'm glad to just not see in this is chakra dashing. I feel like the pace, because that was one thing when I heard that this was when I heard that this was gonna be an arena brawler, and I heard that this was gonna be made by CyberConnect 2. I'm like, oh my god, this game is gonna have the most ridiculous. Because in my opinion, I think Storm's combat pacing is just atrocious. I thought that it was too chaotic. I thought it was too quick. I did not like the chakra dashing. Now, one thing I will say is that throughout all of this gameplay, I didn't see any dashing mechanic. There needs to be a dashing mechanic, much like My Hero One's Justice 2, where you're able to dash in any direction. Since you're moving 360 degrees, no telling how big these maps are going to be. Just you walking slowly to your opponent. That was one thing that I sort of had an issue with Kill la Kill, even though I did like that it was a bit slower than Storm, and I like that this is a lot slower than Storm, it seems. I do think that there needs to be a dash mechanic, not a homing dash, not a dash like the ninja dash from Storm, not a dash like that, but just a dash similar to My Hero One's Justice. There definitely needs to be a dash so that you're able to like quickly just move around the field like that. But other than that, I'm definitely a lot more positive on this battle system in comparison to Storm. I'm a lot more positive on that. Now, I'm not sure what the controls are gonna be like with this. Because obviously I can't read Japanese, so I don't really know what the controls are gonna be like. I'm hoping that it's not just going to be a one button system like they did last time with the Storm games, where essentially there's one button to attack, and it doesn't seem like that's the case based off of what I can see. So I'm really hoping that the as far as like the inputs go, that you're able to really like freely go from a normal attack to a different sort of attack, and kind of mix that up the way that you want. Being able to make your own combos essentially, like with what My Hero One's Justice does, and even Clash of Ninja, because I think that that's a lot better than that shallow combat that Storm has. Like this, essentially, I feel like this is basically going to be the next step in that Storm formula based off of what I'm seeing. And even though I was a bit disappointed hearing that this was going to be an arena brawler, I'm a lot more positive on it now, simply because I've been looking into this all day. Like I said, I've essentially been watching it all day, trying to like figure out what's going on and everything, to the best of my ability. I also noticed that there doesn't seem to be a guard break mechanic to this. Now there is a throwing mechanic. There's a moment where Tanjiro, he does like this headbutt thing on Zenitsu. So we know that there's throwing in the game, obviously. But what I mean by that is like there's a point where Nezuko is blocking all like she's blocking Inosuke's attacks, and it seems like her guard isn't like getting weaker. And I really hope that they add a guard break in there. They need to add a guard break. Maybe it's in there. I don't know. I didn't see it, but it didn't seem like her guard. It didn't seem like her guard was getting any weaker. So hopefully they'll add that in there. Um, let's see. I just want to make sure I'm looking at my notes right now. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think I covered just about everything. So I believe that that's everything that I saw in here. I talked about the awakening mode that I saw. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I sort of noticed about this. Like I said, the game looks, as far as visuals go, as far as like the special techniques, the attacks, man. That's one thing CyberConnect 2 and Arc System Works. It doesn't matter if you like the character or not. Like Senetsu's attack, like all these attacks, all these little animations and stuff look very, very good. That's one thing that nobody can deny about this. Is that this game is gonna be fun for for a certain period of time. For some people it's going to be fun, whether it's fun for a few months, whether it's fun for maybe a year or even longer. Like I said, I feel like this is going to be an improvement over the Storm series, but time will tell whether or not, some of my concerns, whether I didn't really have anything to worry about or not. But as far as this goes, because I know some people have looked at the roster and probably kind of disappointed. Just know that this is a demo. This isn't going to be like a full roster. They're going to have way more characters than this. Uh, one of my concerns, though, is like going online with this. I'm wondering, outside of like the whole spamming thing, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering if they're gonna have like separate modes, like separate online battle modes, like they did last time, where like you could do it like one on one or like two on two, or stuff like that. I'm wondering how the online's gonna be and everything, but yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say in regards to this. It looks cool. I'll be buying it regardless of if it's good or bad, cause honestly, I'm gonna be playing it for the channel. Like I said, I'll probably get some enjoyment out of it. Cause usually with Storm games, for those of y'all that don't know my history with Storm games, usually like I'll buy it, I'll play it, I'll have fun with it for like 2 months, and then I'll drop it. Like, but since I'm doing YouTube now, and like the channel has kind of grown thanks to My Hero One's Justice. If you guys support the Demon Slayer videos when that comes out, then I'll continue to play it, and I might even get way more enjoyment out of this because, like I said, based on what I see with the systems and stuff, this seems like it's gonna be way better. So, but yeah, that's just my assessment on the gameplay. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed listening to me talk about this new gameplay and everything like that. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, this video wasn't too long for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.